Good morning, die-harders. Who's ready to live free or die hard? This is the SW Experience, and I am the Shogun. And here we go.
One, I'm not very talker. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed like the whole, it's years later. These guys, like the last ones, keep it alive and go outside and Kate is waiting for him. Like, dude, you're so fucked.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I got from it. It's like, well, shit.
You getting a phone call or something? What's that vibrating noise?
Oh no, I kept my phone in vibrate, so I'm getting a few messages.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, the thing like, oh, it's 80 years later. There's like the last dude standing, and then out of nowhere, it's just weirdly enough, I got that from Blade, cause in the first movie, there's a scene, I think in mid credits, where like it's set in Russia. It's like well after the events of the movie, where this like guy, this one random dude is going on with this chick, and then she turns a corner and he reveals like his fangs, like he's gonna bite her, and then off in the distance you hear this voice like in Russian say like what, like what's the matter, like because he catches sight of this dude, and then this voice in the distance is like, you having problems, comrade? And it's Blade in fucking Russia just standing there, and the look on the dude's face is like, oh shit. Like he knows he's dead.
So
He knows he's
yeah.
dead. Just yeah. So I wanted that. I wanted to be like, oh, fucking 80 years later, they've all but wiped out, and there's like this one dude left, like just, trying to continue the legacy of shit. And he's like out there, all of a sudden, just blam. Like, fuck, dude. Oh, damn. Though, honestly, more than anything, I just wanted an ending, like a definite ending. Like, hey, there ain't no sequels in this shit. The story is done, man. There's no wondering what happened after the events. This ends here. This is 80 years later. And this ain't like 80 years later, like some decrepit old lady creeping on this fool. Nah, it ages differently, so just think reverse dog years. She's barely out of her 40s in terms of like physical or whatever. So yeah, out of all things, I got that from Avatar. Um, what was that chick's name? Who was that Avatar who had an island? The Kyoshi. Yes, fucking Avatar Kyoshi. Apparently, she like lived to be 100 or some shit. But yeah, that's where I got that from. Like, oh,
She got that long life mode.
yes.
Yeah, but
Technically, so did Aang. I mean, because
Hang lived
technically he
lived
was
quite
100
long.
and something. You know,
Oh man,
dude.
I've just been so out of the loop
In
when
terms
it
of
comes to comic, flipping video games or like any of that shit.
what, no
Just been.
spare time?
It's not that. It's like I've changed what I do in my spare time.
Mm,
No,
yeah.
yeah. It's
I
like
mean, you haven't missed much. I mean, same old, same old. Shitty studios have been firing people. The guy, oh yeah, the guy who hacked GTA, apparently they found the dude. Yeah. It turns out it was just one dude. You'd think it would be like a team of people, like, because this is
you'd be
Rockstar,
surprised.
you expect like a team of people coming together to hack the servers, but it was just one guy.
No, you'd be surprised. A lot of the time, die.
Yeah, but come
A
on, man.
lot
This
of the
this is
time,
Rockstar we talking about. The biggest, one of the biggest gaming companies ever, and it was hacked by one dude.
yeah, Riot Games gets hacked. Like, there's a guy who leaks source code every few months. They don't know how he does it. They've never caught him, but they know it's just one IP address. It's just one guy. And he's been doing it for years.
You need to beef up security at that point, man. Actually, no, you need to fucking fire your IT guy at that point. Jesus Christ, man. Years! What have you been
They
doing?
have some of the best IT engineers in the world in that company, and we don't know how this guy gets in. We've checked everything. They're like they lock shit down. They lock. The fact that this guy keeps getting in is a bit wild.
Fucking absurd, man. Shit. What do you do at that point? Like, just. I'm still hooked on the whole one dude thing, man. Like, just some dude. And it's not even like, I don't know, some nefarious looking dude, apparently. It's just like, I don't know, some guy. I don't know what to expect,
Yeah,
but I
a
wasn't
lot of the times
expecting.
it's just some guy.
I wasn't expecting some dude, you know, like I was expecting like I don't know, some Morpheus looking nigga or I don't know, just the dude from Mr. Robot or something. You know? I wasn't expecting some dude. Just
Mr. Robot, like the guy from Mr. Robot, is pretty unassuming
I get
when you
that,
look at
but
him.
like he's a little weird too, man. Like
I mean, everybody who does this kind of shit is a little weird. Hackers spend like an inordinate amount of time like getting those skills. Is a bit wild.
yeah. Remember
I
there was this
don't really.
guy, there was this white hat hacker who was reviewing hacking scenes in movies, and he saw this movie where Chris Hemsworth was playing the hacker, and he was whoa, he was like whoa, that's totally unrealistic. Nobody who is that good at hacking, like dedicates this much time to become that good, also has enough time to be hitting the gym and getting them kind of gains. Just no.
True. Yeah, that's the most unrealistic part.
Yeah, just
Because I know hackers. Two of my friends are. One of them is a Red Hat hacker, and well, Red Hat system admin. He can hack. And the other guy is like full on hacker, and I rarely see any either of them. I see them like maybe once every like 3 months. They'll come by. They'll say hi. We'll go out. They'll buy. They'll buy dinner or something, and then they're gone. Then they're back to doing their shit.
back to the basement. Yeah. See.
I mean, like the thing is, for hacking, how do I say this? It's 99% of the time refining your skills and 1% of the time actually doing work.
What you mean?
I mean, like them learning about the system, and then them learning about the system is 99, right? Learning about the
Who the? I don't know who that is. I'm not answering that. Oh.
the lady phoned me.
And was like, hey,
I
we have the same phone number. Have you been getting some of my calls? Like,
was like, yeah. I've been getting some of your calls, and she was like in her mid-20s. I was about 15 or something. She was like, what the fuck? Why is this child is getting on my client?
dude, how did you answer those, man? Like, just someone calls up, like,
I was like, they text me and they were like, hey, we saw a flyer. Do you have any free spaces for next week? Some shit like that. I'd be like, hey, you got the wrong number. Like, no, I'm pretty sure this is the number on the flyer. Whoever gave you the flyer, please go speak to them. Because listen, I am 16. I'm in high school. I can't dance for shit. Everybody's.
dude,
Then eventually, I get a phone call from a number that's really similar to mine. And then I answered her, and this grown woman just like was on the other side of the line, she's like, hey, have you been getting calls from some of my customers? I said, yes, it's rather annoying.
dude,
Here's the number on the flyer.
and a little creepy. Like, just, I'd have to
It's
imagine it gets kind of creepy.
misunderstandings happen all the time. So yeah.
But not like this, man.
No, not like it'd be weird if it was like a body disposal company. That would be even weirder.
Or a
Like, hey,
morgue or
I need you to pick up
something.
a body.
Like, they
I
just
don't
call,
want you to lose the dude. Like, what are you on?
like, just called you up, like, hey, my uncle died. We need to, we need, we'd like to rent a like we'd like to book an appointment. Like, what are you telling me this for?
Like, what the fuck do you mean? Book an appointment. Book an appointment for what?
Oh shit, dude. Oh, I mean, we were on the subject of gaming and whatnot. Did you know years back, over 10 years ago, Rockstar made this game called Bully.
Yes, it's really fucking good.
Yeah. And they released the definitive edition like back in around the time Red Dead came out, or before that, whatever.
But that,
Yeah, the first
okay.
Red Dead. Yeah. So the thing is, after that, once they released the definitive edition and they saw like, oh, it made money, like it made like more money than the first one did. Like they started work on the sequel. And get this, man, this is fucking ridiculous when you hear what happened. They bought this game studio and they rebranded it like Rockstar England or something. It was based outside the UK and they were like, okay, your task is make Bully 2. And they let them go to work. Couple of months into production, they're like, we need half your developers to come to the main Rockstar branch and work on this upcoming IP we have called Red Dead. And then, okay, the rest of y'all keep doing what you're doing. Make Bully 2. You have the same deadline. Nothing has changed. Like,
That's
half.
bullshit.
That's bullshit, man. I know, right? Like, half the team is gone. What you mean nothing's
Yeah,
changed?
we'll keep the same deadline. Give me half my studio back, dickhead.
Dude, and it gets worse. It gets worse, dude. They're like, okay, sure, whatever. Half the team is gone. And then they start working. They could keep working, they keep working. Things going surprisingly well, despite the fact they lost half their team. And then a couple months later, after half the team is gone, a new VP comes in, and he's like, we're gonna have to do some layoffs for whatever reason. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, they start laying people off at Rockstar branches all over the place. They start shutting down like Rockstar studios, like Rockstar Toronto, and there was this one studio that they were gonna buy called Team Bondi. They were gonna make that a new Rockstar studio. They shut them down. That studio made LA Noir. Just let that sink in. The studio that brought you LA Noir, and you're like, nah, we don't need them. We're shutting them down. Just
To be honest, okay, from their business perspective, it makes sense. Because what your biggest money makers are going to be Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto, right?
yeah, I see that, but damn, man, shit.
But then doing all the other you're doing all the other game studios that you've bought out, doing them dirty.
Yeah, what they do? Shit. Like they haven't done anything,
Exactly.
man. They're still working on shit that you assigned to them. Like all they've done is what you've told them to do. They haven't done anything. It's not like Rockstar releases flops. So yeah, so then the crunch kicks in. This was before crunch culture became widely known. Like the devs over at Rockstar England reported some serious crunch time once this new VP came in. They asked the dude like, "Hey, are we gonna have to like work increased hours or whatever before this happened?" And he said, "Well, you're not gonna work every weekend. I'm not working this Saturday. Like, motherfucker, we didn't ask if you're working this Saturday. We asked if we have to work this Saturday. Like, just
Mm-hmm.
also that response of you're not gonna have to work every weekend. Like, that's shady, dude. What you mean not every weekend? Like, shouldn't you just say, oh, you don't have to work weekends instead of not every weekend, but you will work some weekends. Just
No, that's game studios. That's uh,
it's shady, man.
I,
Like, just be upfront
I
and
would
say, hey, you working the whole
yeah,
week. Yeah,
work with those people.
you work with them kind of people.
I work. Let me put it to you this way: the only assholes who ever ask that are people who don't know fucking IT from the back of their arms.
Just straight up tell you, hey, we need you to come in on the weekends and shit like that.
No, seriously, I'm partnered with an accounting company, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we need you to do like a 200-page form. We need it in like 3 days." I looked at the guy, and he's like 20 years my senior, and I just looked at him. I said, "Excuse me?" And he's like, "What do you mean? Shouldn't that be easy for you?" I said, "Can you audit an entire company front to back, their one fiscal year? Can you do it in 3 days?" I said, "No." I said, "Well, how do you expect me to do something of that similar scale?" And I just looked at him. I was like, "I'm not taking your shit. You're not in IT. You don't understand how much time is needed to do this thing. And you said 3 days. And then if the thing fucks up, you're gonna blame me because you couldn't wait. No, thank you."
Yeah, that was a dick move though. Just the dude doesn't know how long it actually takes to do the thing, yet he gives you this arbitrary deadline anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, but dude, it did not get better, man. Like, okay, so like I said, the crunch kicked in. People had to work more hours, more days, and then devs started quitting. Keep in mind, the team was already running at 50%. Now people start quitting. And, Rockstar's still like, deadline ain't changed. We expect the game by this date, have something. And right up until the shutdown, right up until they just said, fuck it, we're shutting down the studio entirely, there were, get this, at least they had managed to complete, despite losing half their team, despite losing most of the devs, they had managed to have 8 hours of gameplay, man. Like, they had they had a game on their hands. This wasn't like,
Yeah.
oh, graphics are missing or previous, but like, nah, they actually physically made a game from start to thing. At least like 8 hours of gameplay there. That wasn't the game wasn't finished, but like there was something. And then Rockstar just went, you know what? Nah, we're pulling the plug. We need the entire Rockstar England team to join the main Rockstar team to work on this next Red Dead game. Man, because the first Red Dead had already come out, so it's like, okay, we're doing Red Dead Redemption 2 now. We need what's left of the Rockstar England team to come work on that. We're canceling Bully 2 entirely. That 8 hours of gameplay is just gonna sit on a hard drive somewhere.
Knowing them, they probably deleted it.
Probably. I mean, even if they decide, you know what, we're gonna do a sequel, we're gonna do Bully 2 again, they're not gonna use that old data. Because it's like, what? It's like 7 years old at this point. So yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of a dick move, man. Like, just, why bother with any of this? Still, though, dude, like, just, I'm sitting here just thinking, damn, I mean, it wouldn't have been finished. It wouldn't have been as polished as everything else, but I kind of wished I'd at least seen that 8 hours of gameplay. I mean, we got PT, and that's just the trailer. That was just the trailer, dog. Like, just, let's be honest, PT was just a playable trailer. That's literally what PT is, playable teaser. Just, 8 hours of stuff, shit, bring it on. I don't care that graphics were kind of dodgy. They looked kind of dodgy back then. Let's go, man. Damn. Crunch has always been a thing. It didn't just pop up in the last, like, was it 10 years? Yeah. But it makes you wonder, man. It really makes you wonder why. Why do any of this? Like, why announce your release date before you've actually done anything? Say it'd be like, oh yeah, we'll have a game by, like, fucking Cyberpunk. There was like, we're gonna have a game out by 2019. Delay. It's November of 2019. Delay. 2020 now. You know why? Because they didn't fucking check with the people making the shit when they announced, like, oh yeah, the game's gonna come out in 2019. They were just like, it's coming out. And the developer was like, no, 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 it's not. It ain't finished yet, man. Oh shit. But apparently it's good now. Have you seen it? Like the Cyberpunk shit? I mean, the Cyberpunk game. I've heard it's good now, apparently.
I haven't really
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Such.
I forget. You haven't really like been following games and so on, but like, yeah. But even if you were like, just like, why would you buy Cyberpunk with all the glitches and shit? Uh,
I don't know. I haven't gone near those games. I haven't gone near or played anything
yeah, I
very long.
get you. Shit gets busy every now and then. You think, given what's happened with Cyberpunk, that it's cause to worry about Witcher 4?
No,
It is the same team, you know. You do know that,
you
right?
know,
Just
one
saying.
mistake, and that Cyberpunk is an ambitious project, and the Witcher engine has been almost perfected. Witcher 3, it was pretty much perfect. That game engine was, for how old it was, it ran much better than anything that I think. I think the only other game engine that really ran that well is Santa Monica's one that they used for the God of War franchise, or the new God of War. Perfect.
You know Witcher 4 is gonna run on that Unreal engine now, right? You know that one with they did for the Matrix, and that everyone's like so happy that they got their hands on because like they've been able to do like oh this is what a Superman video game would look like, or like this is what GTA would look like if it ran on this engine. You know, people been doing that, making YouTube videos and shit. Like that's the engine it's gonna run on apparently. So that's why I'm like maybe there's cause for concern because not only do you need like a hit to like wipe off the stain on your name that was Cyberpunk, but you also have to readjust to a new engine that ain't yours. So
I mean, no, they have good developers and they've learned their mistakes. So I don't expect if it does happen a second time, then you know what, they need to reevaluate their corporate structure. Somebody needs to, put their head
yeah,
on the chopping
somebody in
block.
marketing needs to get shot at that point. Just
Yeah, yeah. It's like the developers need to hold like a gun on the back of the marketing people. Say, one fucking thing, and I'll blow your brain.
like
Don't you dare touch that release. That release. Don't you dare, boy. I'll end you.
don't even dream of telling anybody that it's coming out a year from now. Like we haven't even
Yeah,
started shit. Just
like when it's done, it's done. No one.
we'll tell you, okay? Oh
No,
shit,
seriously.
where's that movie, man? God damn.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, bro. But
Marketers and developers. I'll tell you that much. They do not. They don't get along whatsoever.
they don't. With marketing, it's how do I sell this? You know, just like how do I sell this in like in a way that'll convince people to come buy it. You know, regardless of everything else, the main mission of marketing is selling you a game. And nothing quite gets
Exactly.
people going like the knowledge like it's coming soon. Like you're not gonna put out a trailer saying the game is coming in 4 years. Like what's that? What's that? That's not a trailer. That's an announcement. That's like an announcement of hey, we working on something. Not that we have something. Hey,
Definitely, definitely.
you think cinematic trailers are a good or bad thing? Considering that they rarely ever represent the finished product well.
I don't think. I think it's either story trailer, gameplay trailer, everything else. No, none of the cinematic trailer bullshit. I don't like that.
You don't watch those, huh?
I rarely watch trailers at all.
How do
Not
you know
much of
what's
trailers.
coming? And how do you know what's good if you don't watch like a gameplay trailer or nothing? Just you just walk into the
I don't know.
store and be like, "Oh, this cover looks cool. I'm gonna check it out." Like just
Like I told you, I don't play much games. So what's the point? Besides, there are games that have already come out that are tried and tested that I do want to play. I want to play Dead Cells again. I played quite a bit of that game, and I want to get the rest of the DLC. So I have free time, I'm gonna finish that. I'm not gonna go and look for something new. Like, and besides, I already have certain studios that I do follow, and if they drop a new game, like Super Giant, if they release a new game, I'm down. I'll play that game. What was the guys who made Mark of the Ninja? What did they do? Slay the Spire. I think the DLC for it is coming at the end of this year. It's like a tower,
Tower
it's
defense
like a
game.
tower crawler. You use like cards as your weapons, and you have a whole deck of spells. It's a really interesting concept, and the DLC for it is coming out end of this year. So if I have time, I'll go play that. It's like I already have so much of stuff that I want to play that anything new, I'm not even interested in that. I'm not looking for the new shiny. I already know what I want now.
Yeah. You'll wait until the new shiny becomes the old and dusty before you like. Yeah, I'm looking for it now. Just oh shit. Yeah, I get you, man. I would do the same thing too. I don't buy a game fresh off like launch day or whatever. Like you're just buying a CD full of bugs and whatnot, and you're sitting around waiting for patches and shit. Nah, I'll buy it like years after the fact when all that stuff is like cleaned up.
Yeah. Because when you really think about your best gaming experiences, it's not necessarily the day one launch. It's when the game is in like such a good state and the community is like thriving around it. That's when you enjoy a game. You don't enjoy it when it just came out because it's buggy. It's a mess. Nobody really wants to talk about it. No, not. I don't like the term solve, but there is no layer of expectation that you have when you go into a brand new game. And for some people, that's exciting. For me, I want to know what kind of experience I'm getting into. I don't want to know like parts of the story. I just want to know what kind of experience. Like I bought Starbound, right? And I bought it when it came out. This was way back, and people were like, "Oh no, it's like Terraria but in space." Terraria is like 2D Minecraft, but much better. So I was like, "Okay, okay, okay." All the game played it, and it was just a mess. The whole thing was a mess. The storyline, like the tutorial level, wouldn't work. Like that's how fucked the game was. I literally uninstalled it, deleted it off my machine. Years later, I think it was 2020. I go up there, I install the game again, and then I start playing. It's a great experience. It's a really fun game. I got about like 30 hours into it. I was like, wow, I enjoyed this. I would have never had that, like, but in my mind, what was clouding me was like that first experience I had of Starbound with the buggy menu, the shitty thing, and I couldn't even finish the fucking tutorial. So imagine if I didn't have the mind to go back, reinstall the game and play it. I
Yeah,
would have just thought it was shit.
I kind of did that with Final Fantasy 13 of all things. It's got a great story. But the first time I played it, I didn't make it past that first level. It was just so no, because like at the time my Xbox was buggy. That was the reason. The version I bought was damaged somehow, and it couldn't make it past that first level. So I'm just like, fuck it, dude. Like, you don't quit a game at the first level because it's tutorial and whatever. So just imagine not making it past the tutorial and you just say, fuck it, this game sucks. Like once my Xbox got patched up, I went back and I played the game again, and like it was like, huh. I went past tutorial, past a whole bunch of levels, and I was like, this game is actually, this gameplay is not my scene. It's not my style. I do not like turn-based, gaming. That's not my thing. I'm a hack and slash dude through and through, dude. But the story is good, man. The story kept me invested. I wanted to see how it play out. I like the characters and so on. I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't have the presence of mind to be like, let me give this one more shot. Like one more shot. Let me
Yeah,
see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I can relate to what you're doing. It definitely helps out. I still ain't finished it yet, man, because it's fucking big, and I don't, like I said, dude, I don't like turn-based games. So I just said,
Mm.
fuck it. I'm gonna watch the cutscenes. That's it. I'm just gonna watch the cutscenes on YouTube, because that's really why I'm here. I didn't come here to, like, strike once, then wait for my opponent to strike me and then strike again. I didn't come here for that. Fuck that.
Yeah, but turn-based isn't my style. Yeah, I'm over there.
You like God of War? Of course it's not your style, man. Shit. I don't understand how
I mean,
people. Yeah, just I don't like
I
how
do enjoy slow games, but like, yeah, I get you.
you don't go looking for the shit. Yeah,
Yeah, if it's good, then you know what? If it's very good, then you know what? Maybe I'll give it a chance. But
yeah,
most of the time, like, nah, not my scene. Not my scene, not really.
yeah. That's for when I really got into like watching the cutscenes of video games. It was after that one because it would be a game like, oh, I don't want to play this. This isn't the gameplay's not that great, but this story it's in. It's awesome. It's like the Order, like the Order of 1880 something. Did you know they trademarked that? They trademarked the year 1880 something. Like,
Yeah,
why?
nobody's going back.
Yeah, nobody's setting a game in that era again. Like, why? Were you afraid there'd be some stiff competition in the year 1887? Like, just
1887.
dude,
Mark, man.
that game should have worked. It should have worked. Like this team of like neo tech like Templars with electric guns and this serum that allows them to live for like centuries and whatnot. And their gear is made by Nikola Tesla. They're fighting vampires and werewolves. That should have worked. It should have worked, but hot damn, it didn't. Man, I know why. In the end, like at the end of it, like I saw the cutscenes, man. I saw the thing beginning, and I can see that this was, in all honesty, this was a really, really long tech demo. This was a tech demo that was made to show up, look at the power of the PS4, and then someone had the idea to turn it into a video game. And it doesn't work. Like, just, this works as a movie. You can kick back and watch it, but like, to play? Nah. Just, there's a whole lot of nothing for you to do. Ugh, damn, dude. The fact that you could finish it in an afternoon doesn't really help. Just
I've never liked games like that.
games you can finish in a
Where,
day.
yeah, Killzone Mercenary, definitely.
They're not all
Yeah,
bad, dude. They're not every game you can finish in a day is a bad game.
no, it was a good game. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. I just wish there was more. The storyline was pretty sick.
I finished what's that game you had on that God of War game you had on PS? It wasn't Ghost of Sparta. It was Chains of Olympus. I remember you lent me Chains of Olympus, and on this like you lent it to me on like a Friday, and I dedicated this one Saturday to playing it the whole day, and like by the afternoon I was done. I just came back like, huh, finished it in a day. To be fair, I was playing on easy mode, but like there's still to sit there and be like, did I just finish this in a day? Like, damn. Yeah, but it was
Oh,
a
yeah,
good game though. Yeah,
it was
dude.
that quick.
Yeah, it was still like Kratos in the sack, but just those mini games. Remember that shit?
Yeah, I try not to.
Why couldn't those just be a cutscene? Why did that have to be? Why did I need to press triangle and move the left analog stick to?
No, you know, I think Santa Monica was just down bad. It was just down bad.
Dude, like, uh, get this, dude. Like in the original, the dude, the first God of War, the guy in charge of the development was like, We have to have those scenes to get this to show what an animal this dude is. Like, what the fuck?
He's going to war in the bedroom.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, I get it. Okay, we've established he's ruthless, he's dangerous, he's an animal. Why do we keep coming back to this mini game? Why? We've already established this shit. Is it like
I mean, it was fun.
it was funny the
Nice.
first time around, you know, watching candles and shit fall, but like, why are we doing this in God of War 3?
I can't imagine what the voice actors that came in to do those lines, and they're like, again.
Yeah, like just like okay, that take was good. I'm gonna need you to do that again. This time more moaning. You know, just
Yeah.
how do you direct
And
shit
really-
like that, man?
really sad.
Because thing is, with porn, you can physically see the person. You can be like, okay, I need you to do this. But like a voice actor, like how do you tell them like, yeah, that was great. Just you know. Oh Jesus, dude. Whatever. You know, moving on. You did get a plenty of red orbs playing that though. I don't know why,
Oh,
but
yeah.
just
Yeah, I mean, he went to war. He was slaying enemies. Slaying that box.
God's sakes, man. Imagine if they wouldn't have. They absolutely wouldn't have because there's really nowhere to put it. But imagine if somewhere in 2018's God of War they had a sex video game. Just like
Nah.
There's nowhere to put.
I think Kratos is like, you know what? I got plenty of kids.
Yeah, I don't
I
need.
like this one.
Yeah, like
Don't
this
need
one.
more.
I don't need any other kids. I don't need an annoying little girl following me around too. I'm good with just one.
It would be interesting if he had a kid, like, you know, one of the ladies he had in the first game. You know, he got a kid, and then that kid's a demigod, so...
Like some grown man running around somewhere. Because that first game was like almost, what? It was like 2000s, right? Like early 2000s?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like he'd be like a grown man by now. We don't know how much.
Exactly.
We don't know how much time passed between 3 and 4. So
It's definitely quite a bit, because he's a lot older.
and his beard is a lot thicker, though, man. Just, yeah.
I'm saying it's like at least 15 or 20 years.
Yeah.
At least.
Not only because he went from Greece to wherever the fuck in Norse mythology they are, met a woman, shacked up long enough to have a kid, and that's where we see him. You know, like this. It's like it's just they. I love that they don't explain how he made it back here. They're just like, hey, he's back. Accept it, okay? We know he stabbed himself with a big ass blade, but he's good now. Just
He's alright. Like the original run of God of War. And then now he's like, all that anger and all that rage has like, you know, made him into like a father figure. Like he understands now. He has like full, how do I say this? In hindsight, he can see everything. And it's really, really satisfying to see him reach that point in his life.
yeah. It helps that a lot of the developers and even a lot of the fans of the video games are dads now. So like, there's that relatability.
They're much older.
Yeah, it's you get that with a lot of the holdouts from the PS2 era, like characters who are still hanging on all these years later. Like they're all grown up now. They're not the same people they were. Yeah.
Except Crash Bandicoot, he's the same.
I mean,
we love him.
Okay, whoa, Crash is basically like the Tasmanian devil from Looney Tunes, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to see him shacking up with Mrs. Bandicoot and have a little mini Crash spinning around, you know, just...
You know, anytime people brought up, yeah, you should play Crash Bandicoot, I'm like, Ratchet and Clank is just cooler, shut up.
Yeah, I played it. It's awesome, man.
Ratchet and Clank is cooler though. I enjoy that game a lot. Even the one on the PS5, it's a really. I think I played about an hour of it. It was so much fun.
Honestly, when I played Ratchet and Clank, there was no strategy. It was just fire a weapon till you run out of ammo, then switch to another one. Then fire till you run out of ammo, then switch to another one.
Like, I don't know why I'm here, but I know I must kill them.
That's the vibe, man. Like I don't know about fucking, the guy in the green suit or whatever. I just know like these motherfuckers are coming, and I gotta get them. Like that's it.
To be honest, it had some of the most enjoyable boss fights.
Yeah, it did, dude.
Bosses weren't too hard. They weren't too easy. It was like the right level.
You notice games don't do that anymore. Games don't really do boss fights anymore. Sad, man.
No, they still do.
I know they do, but not to the same extent where you have to like figure out how to beat this dude. They will tell you, or they will make it obvious, or they'll just make the guy a bullet sponge.
Have you played? What's it? Not Sekiro. What's that game that came out?
Ghost of Tsushima? What? Elden Ring?
Ghost of Tsushima. Elden Ring, yeah. Elden Ring. That game is full of boss fights, man. Figure that shit out.
Nah, man. I mean, like, okay, outside of the sword and sandals. Okay, I can't really say sword and sandals because none of these motherfuckers wear shoes. So, outside of the Middle Ages category, let me just say that. Outside of the Middle Ages category, people don't really do boss fights anymore. I mean, you get your Resident Evils, but let's be honest, those bosses just soak up bullets until you trigger a cutscene.
I mean, that's most bosses. Most bosses are bullet sponges.
Yeah, just soak up a bunch of bullets until we trigger a cutscene. You don't even kill the boss yourself. They die in the cutscene.
I hate when that happens. Like, let me kill him. Let me just put the health bar to 0, and then you can do whatever lame-ass cutscene you want.
Yeah. Ah, shit. What's a disappointing boss battle you had? Wait, and you reached the end, you were like, what, that's it?
Never really happened in the games that I played.
Yeah. Never really got that vibe though, man. Like just this is weird. This isn't a boss battle because it's a wrestling game, but like I was playing the story mode for like WWE 12, and like you're playing the villain story, so you get to the end. You've beaten everybody. Like you have every title, you're standing at the ramp and you're like cheering, and you see like the logo at the bottom of the screen. They put that at the end of the show to let you know, okay, show's over, whatnot. That little logo comes up, and then I'm sitting there like, oh, like that's it? I just beat everybody, hold every title, and ride off in the sunset. It's kind of disappointing. And then out of nowhere, like they announce, like, okay, the following matchup is scheduled for the title that you just won. Like what the fuck? What do you mean? I just won the damn thing. And then the good guy Triple H comes out of nowhere and he kicks the shit out of you. And it turns out this isn't the end of the villain story. It's the beginning of the fucking hero story. You are now playing Triple H. You now have to kick the shit out of the other guy. I'm like, wait, what? Wait a minute. I just spent like the last couple hours playing that guy. Now I'm this guy. It's a nice twist, but still, like, that shit blew me away. Like, wait, that's it for this dude? I just move on to the next? I don't even get to see what happens after? But, cool. Ah, shit. But, as good as that little rant about random wrestling video games, I know that's not your thing. Shit. But you know what's... Yeah, you know what's fun sometimes? What's absolutely fun about some wrestling games? When you get to create a wrestler and you can just make what the fuck ever. Like one time I made drmanhattan and I laughed my ass off watching him going through cutscenes and shit. I'm like, like, because there will be a scene where you get jumped, and I'm just like, this is not
How the
happening.
hell y'all gonna jump my boy Dr. Manhattan?
How are you gonna
He
jump?
sees everything.
How could you get the drop on? Dude, there's a scene in Watchmen that raises that exact same question. How the fuck did Ozymandias get the jump on Dr. Manhattan? He sees everything. How did you not see this? Like, dude, how did you not know dude was up to something shady? Don't you see everything?
Maybe he doesn't.
Yeah, it just... It always... I thought Silk Spectre was kind of whiny, though, dude, in the movie. Like, there's, this scene where there's, like, 3 Dr. Manhattans, and, like, one's giving a blowjob, the other 2 are doing something. I don't really know what they're doing. They're doing something. Just, and then she, like, flips out at him when she realizes that there's a 4th Manhattan working in the lab. Like, just like, it's like, what the fuck? You're not even, like, here. Like, you're not even paying attention or whatever. Like, hello, there were 3 of them in there with you. Like, what you mean he ain't paying? What the what are you
To be
complaining
honest,
about?
I'd probably do some shit like that as well.
Or you'd have, like, okay, there's one guy in there with the missus. Meanwhile, I'm in, like, the other room playing God of War or some shit. Just...
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? It's our 4th time today. It's a bit much. You can deal with it.
Yeah, just, like, be cool with the idea that one of my doubles is, like, doing you and not me. I'm just gonna chill, you know? Like, I've had a long day standing around, buck nude, looking at the future.
Sounds like a vibe, man.
Dude, just...
Damn.
Like, what? I never understood that Dr. Manhattan didn't wear pants. Just... What's wrong with him? He never wore pants. What?
He's always ready.
Jesus, dude. Like, just going... Nah, man, like, even the scenes when he's, like, in Vietnam blasting people, he's not wearing pants. Like, fuck's sakes, bro. I know they're the enemy and shit, but goddamn, dude. You really want to get shrinkage out in front of all these Viet Cong? Just... Dude, like... I get it. He's like a 50-foot tall blue man disintegrating people, but there's like a 10-foot dick swinging around between all that. Just saying.
Imagine getting killed by that. Like, he swings it and he just like slaps something out of the sky. Like, damn, I'd laugh.
Isn't that just the dude from TheBoys? Like,
which dude?
you remember the dude with the dick that stretched and like wrapped itself around Mother's Milk? Isn't that just that guy?
Oh yeah. What's it? Sausage. They call him sausage, something sausage. But yeah, that was pretty funny.
Dude, like, just that grossed me the fuck out when it happened. It grossed me out even more in season 3, when the fucking, what's his name? It's not Homelander. It's with the guy with the shield. He's Soldier Boy. Yeah, when he nuked out and he like set fire to the whole place, and the dude ran out and his dick was all burned up. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? What the fuck is this show?
Herogasm wasn't bad. Wasn't bad.
Herogasm was the best episode, dude. Like, just, I'm gonna say it was the best episode of that season. It was so fucked up. Like, apparently the crew, they were like a thing where like the showrunners showed up at the episode after Herogasm, and they saw like, because after they'd filmed everything, they'd showed up to watch how it all played out, and they saw the crew just sitting there, like staring into the abyss. They asked like one of the guys like, "Hey, what happened?" And the dude was like, "The things we've seen, man." Even filming this shit was like, yo, we've seen some shit, dog. Like, just... To be fair, that's the vibe we want going in. Like, just, like, that's the vibe. Otherwise, like, it's not The Boys.
The Boys is the only superhero show that I've seen just yet. consistently that, like, the consistency level of it is really scary.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I appreciate it, man. Like, just like, whether it's Homelander losing his mind or the fucking A Train, like, what is that guy's arc? Really? He was kind of a
I
douche in
think
the beginning. He's more of a douche in season 2. Like, still kind of a douche now. So, what's his deal?
yeah, I think he's going through growth.
Well, to be fair, he did drag a guy from one side of town to the middle of nowhere by his face, just skidding the
You
dude
know,
all over the road.
I mean, if somebody did that to your brother,
Yeah, I'd kill him, you know. But damn, damn, dude was still alive when he stopped. That just that's.
I would have carried on going.
I mean, like I'm pretty sure he would have, but it's like heart gave out. But damn, dude, like just how are you still alive? He's been dragging you on tar all the way. Like, how are you not dead? Dude, like, how is there anything left of you to register as, oh, he's still breathing? Ah, shit. But yeah, though, I like the change they made to Soldier Boy from the comics, because dude was, let's be honest,
Hated
man,
Soldier.
dude was a pussy in the comics, dude. Like, he pissed himself in battle, and, like, he blew Homelander, like, just, what
A
the
lot more
fuck?
than blow out. Homeland.
Like, what the
A
fuck
lot
is
more.
going on? Like, what's his name? Grant Morrison? I think that's the guy who did it. That guy needs help. I'm sorry. Just,
He also did the Bleach, I think.
yeah, I know, but, like, that man needs some help, man. I know he wrote The Boys, and The Boys is awesome, but the dude needs help, dude. Like, just, come on, man. You need some serious help, man. You can't write that and then go out and say, like, nah, I'm good. I'm totally sane. Just
I do think that's sanity, because you're putting all your insane stuff out there. He's just like a sane dude.
I get it. Sane people don't come up with stories like this, but there's a limit, man. Like, just, there's a point where you have to acknowledge that, yeah, I'm a little bit crazy. Just, hey, man, did you see wait, did I tell you about, oh, no. Shit, I didn't tell you. This one video I did, the Morbius video, has like 300 and something views now. Just sitting there amazed by this crap. Like, damn. It's weird. It's so weird. Like, just like, do this many fucking people care about Morbius? Like, enough that a random video that I just posted on a weird ass day with barely any promotion, just like 300 views. Like, just yet our regular podcast videos that I put everywhere I can. It's like, 4 or 5 on a good day. Except for the one She-Hulk centric podcast that got like 17. I was like, whoa, 17? Damn. People really love She-Hulk, huh?
Yeah, they do.
But at the same time, I don't want to chase like that topical thing. Like, I don't want to, like, let's have this episode dedicated to like the latest episode of Rings of Power or something. Like, that's sure in the month that it comes out, it's gonna be big. But like after that, why would anyone go back and watch it? Like, you know,
Because it's a good show.
I know that, but like, you talk about something that came out a month ago and that people have already seen. It just, yeah, I don't ever want it to be like, I don't want episodes to have a shelf life, basically. You remember that episode we did about the pandemic and how, like, cinemas are closed and, like, this is the end of cinema as we know it? That had a very short shelf life. because like
True.
4 months later,
That's the
people
thing.
were back in cinemas. Just
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, right? A type of content I like and that I enjoy watching is a type of content that requires no time for it to be its most relevant. Like, if I'm watching a video on the Batman, it's not a review about the Batman. It's like certain elements in the movie which made it great, which then wants you to go back to watch it and notice said elements and be like, oh, that's interesting. And, you can apply this model of there could be more to the show. So you dig deeper and deeper. It's stuff like that. It's like, why was the first few phases of the MCU so great? It's that kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like an analysis content which I really enjoy. And it's not stuff that I think you can podcast. It's stuff that has to be written, has to be condensed, it has to be like presented in a very like example A, example B, that kind of way. It has to be video content. And I really love stuff like that.
I love those videos too, man. There's this guy that called Accented Cinema. He does videos on uh every film, really mostly like Chinese film and whatnot, film and some television and like Pixar and Disney, whatever. He talks about like there was this one video that's like Jackie Chan's brand of martial arts is fake, but so what? That's literally the title. Like Jackie Chan's martial arts is fake, but so what, dude? Like, and he goes in depth on shit like how Mulan tried to do female empowerment but fucked up, and like
Like
you know,
shows that try to fuck it up.
yeah, there's plenty of those, but Mulan really triggered him specifically because because in China Mulan is a big fucking deal. It's like it's folklore, man. Like it's a big fucking deal. I can't really explain much beyond that. It's like if fucking Warner Bros. Made a Shaka Zulu movie, and we were like, and then we saw it, and we're like, hey man, this is shit. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, how do you fuck up a Shaka Zulu movie? This is an outrage, We'd be kind of pissed off, you know? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
There's not many things you can compare it to, but like, it's no, no, no. I got it. I got it. I got it. You love Spider-Man 2, right? It's a awesome superhero movie, one of the best movies ever made. We agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Now
Definitely
imagine,
one of the best.
yeah. Now imagine years, like a few decades from now, we get an announcement from Sony. We're gonna remake, the Spider-Man trilogy, like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. Like we're gonna remake those movies, and then they remake Spider-Man 2, and it's terrible. You'd be pissed. You'd be pretty pissed. Like number one, why does this remake exist? Like number two, why did you fuck it up?
I mean, my main concern is why did you even touch that little thing?
Exactly, man. Shit. Ah, damn. It would be fucking infuriating because we grew up on that shit, man. Like, we loved that back when it came out, and all these years later, we fucking love these movies. We still hold it up and say, hey, this movie's awesome. Watch it. Like, we still do that. And now you have someone else handling that IP and they fuck it up. It's like what are you doing, man? Why'd you just drop my childhood, man?
But it's even deeper than that. That's just like from our snapshot. I imagine like 100 years, 200 or 300 people have been talking about that movie. And now only like this mythos legend is going to happen. It's a lot bigger than a movie like Spider-Man 2. It's a movie, the folklore of an entire nation for this woman and went to war. And then now Disney was milking for money. when they already did that back then. At least back then, they had artists and people who were on board who didn't believe in this fucking bull. This whole feminist agenda is so fascinating. It infects everything it touches, and just it's the reverse Midas. It just turns it to shit.
This movie had 4 writers. None of them were Asian, by the way. Just saying.
Fucking explains it.
Also, that's a sign right there. This movie had 4 writers. This movie had 4. The one that came before it had like 1. How do you have 4 people and fuck up this bad? Damn. I wanted to like this movie. I really did. I really wanted to like the 2020 live action Mulan. I'd wanted a Mulan movie because out of all the Disney princesses, Mulan was my favorite. You know, like there'd be people that were like, "Hey man, like you'd think like there'd be people that were like, hey man, but you're black, so you'd like the black chick from Princess and the Frog. She's great, dude, but she's not Mulan. She's not even a princess when you think about it. She's just because one of my favorite Disney princesses aren't princesses. I like Mulan. I like fucking Belle from Beauty and the Beast. You know, she's not a princess. She's just a woman going about her life, and then this crazy shit happens, and she steps up. That's the thing. I like Mulan. She ain't a princess. She's not some prim and proper girl. She like goes out to battle to save her family because if she doesn't, then her old man is gonna go out and he's gonna die. That's what this shit is about. Yeah, there's a purpose and meaning behind, her actions and whatnot. It doesn't just happen. It doesn't just happen to be cursed by like, I don't know, poisoned apple or a witch or some shit. This is real. Like, I mean, not entirely. There's a talking dragon and a lucky cricket, but like, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's. I understand you.
Yeah.
It's not that impression that we get. Oh, it's a princess. Look at all these trials and this is a regular ass chick, right? Very good looking, but like regular ass chick
Yeah.
who decided to step up and do something brave or take on a challenge.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Then the remake, it's like, thing is, it robs her of her reason to go when you think about it. Because in the original, the army was like each family has to donate, not donate, but like each family has to volunteer one man to fight in the army, and the dad was gonna step up. Like he was going. He was old, but he was still gonna go, and that's why she stepped up so she would stop him from doing that. She didn't want him to die. In the remake, it's like each family's got to volunteer one man. The dad steps up and his leg gives out. And they tell him straight up, like, you can't go. You're hurt. Like, problem solved. Go home, chill, with some tea. So it's like, wait a minute. What the fuck? Why the reason Mulan goes is like, because she doesn't want her family to live with like the dishonor that everyone else contributed a son and her family gave nothing. Like they couldn't give nothing because the dad only had daughters. Like, that's kind of dumb. Just you have no reason to like go into battle. Like your dad got rejected. Just chill. Just sit at home and like be glad he's alive. You don't have to go fight off now. Shit.
Yeah.
Also, in the original, there was like this training montage that showed at the beginning, Mulan wasn't a fighter. She was kind of like clumsy and whatnot. Then as the movie progressed, she got better and better and stronger. And she was just as, if not more, proficient at fighting than the men. In the remake, she's naturally gifted at fighting. So, what's the point of going to the army and showing them training and going through drills and shit if she's just naturally gifted at fighting? What's the point of this then? Seriously. There's no point to this. Plus, they cut out the songs. Thing is, the songs did an amazing job. Thing is, you know how training montage works. It condenses weeks and months into a matter of minutes. So we
Yeah.
watch these group of ragtag soldiers become a proper army over the course of a song in the first one. But there's no songs in this remake. So we have to watch these people day by day training and failing and training and failing and training and failing until they get called up and they're like, okay, we need to like activate the troops and send them into battle. But the general's like, but they're not ready. Like fuck that. We need backup. And then they go, and then when they get there, they're just good. Like, what do you? What? When did this happen? We've seen these people do nothing but fuck up until now. Now all of a sudden they're just good. Like they can fight full on armies and shit.
Yeah, that's. To be honest, I haven't watched it,
Yeah, it's
but
cool.
just seeing what people say about it, I don't want to watch it.
Don't. If you saw the original, good. Let that stick in your mind, dude. There's
Yeah,
ah
those are good.
the end. There's a part at the end that just makes me sad. Like they dragged this poor woman into all this. There's a scene at the end when like when Mulan is like being honored and in walks this announcer like like the chick who walks in, it's like, may I present, like Hua Mulan, and that chick is the woman who played Mulan in the animated movie. They like have her be the woman who's like, may I present Mulan, and then she steps aside so that Mulan can walk in the frame. It's like, oh, why'd you do that? Why?
Those are dirty.
You did a dirty like that? Just have her announce the chick behind her and then literally step to one side so she can walk in. What the? This disrespect. I get it. They were trying to do a passing of the torch thing, but goddamn, you could have done that way better. Uh, that should be the tagline of this movie. Like, we could have done way better, but we didn't. Just,
Yeah, we tried. No, we didn't.
just uh, There was I remember watching a video about this shit. Apparently, they cast Jet Li as the Emperor, which is actually strangely enough the second time he's played that character. I mean, he wasn't the dude in the original, but he's this. This is the second time he has had to play that Emperor in a live action film. So they cast him for the role, and initially he turned it down. He turned it down. Like they asked him like interviews like, why did you turn it down at first? And it's like he didn't like the script and he didn't think the movie was gonna be any good. The only reason he said yes when they asked him the second time was because apparently like his daughter asked him to take the job so that it would like bring more eyes onto Chinese culture and so on if they had a big name star in the movie, which really says something, man. Like, wait, Jet Li is the big name star. Shouldn't that be the protagonist? Just saying. Just saying. Shouldn't the protagonist be the biggest name in the film? Uh,
Mm, I don't know. I have mixed feelings with that. With that kind of vibe.
really?
I mean, sure, the protagonist should be somebody. But I don't like the protagonist being too famous. I don't know if that makes sense.
You don't like the idea of the protagonist being the most famous person in the cast?
Yeah, I don't fuck with that idea.
Is that a like? Cause what is that? Was there an instance where that didn't work out? Like there was a famous lead guy and it didn't. Like a really famous lead and it just didn't work out.